So now into this part, into this whole part, this is my application part. Okay. So how we can build a particular application? Let's suppose I am starting with zero. Let's suppose I have this part, and yeah, just a minute. I'm sharing the screen. So let's suppose we are just standing on this part. हम लोग बस इसी start बिल्कुल बिल्कुल welcome screen पे हैं. We are on the welcome screen. Then how we can start our application? अगर हम लोगों को एक नई फ्लटर एप्लीकेशन को डेवलप करना है, स्टार्ट करना है, तो कैसे हम लोग स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं, इसको हम अभी देख रहे हैं. So for that part, as we already discussed this part earlier, that we have to press shift then command if you are using Mac OS, and control if you are using Windows. So shift command plus P. When I press this, we will get some kind of suggestions from into command palette. That is, you will see Flutter new project, you will see Flutter run Flutter Docker Dart new project, and so on. So we have to, for this, let's suppose if we don't, if these commands do not appear here, so what you have to do, you have to write Flutter here, and when you write Flutter here, you will got the same suggestions what comes on the top. Okay, so here we have new project, run project, Flutter Doctor, and run Flutter upgrade. So now what we have to do, we have to like select this new project part, the new project option given at the first position. So when you click on this part, it will ask me to provide some kind of thing or select some kind of thing. For example, if you need to build an application, you have to select first. If you go with some kind of, let's suppose, empty application. What is empty application as? Empty application will not contains any kind of descriptive elements, or you can say any kind of other codes. Okay, it will comes with complete empty application. Similarly, if you need to build a specified, let's suppose, a skeleton application. A skeleton application means that comes with several topics or several parts. Okay. Similarly, if you need to build a module for your Android or for your iOS part, let's suppose you need to build some additional functionalities to for either for Android or for iOS, then you will go with this module part. Okay, let's suppose that you are making a reel section. Have that means that you probably know about reels on Instagram. Okay, now similarly, if you need that part, if we need the same section into Android only or on iOS only for the separate systems, then we will go with this module part. Similarly, if we need to build some kind of packages, what exactly packages? Like suppose if they contain some kind of shareable codes for us, then we will go with this shareable part. Okay, and after it, if we need, let's suppose if we go with some kind of API collection of, or you need to like you have some resources, you build some kind of functionality, and you need to create some kind of thing just like that. If we need it, we can directly install it and go on for the use. Then we will go with this plugin part. So plugin is all about like if you run this part, you will probably know this part, extensions. Have you know this part, extensions? Yeah, same. So so you have you know about WordPress? Are you know about WordPress? Are you have an idea about WordPress, that what exactly WordPress is? You can search it. You can search it. Yeah, website. It's a website building tool. WordPress is a website building tool which is used to create websites. Okay. So now, if we are going with that part, that if we need to like build it up, that portion, that means that for additional functionalities or for the given functionalities, WordPress uses some kind of tools some kind of additional functionalities to to provide more powers to your software. Similarly, if we need, if we need to provide some kind of development systems, or we need, we need to develop some kind of specified system so that user can easily use it, sorry, developer can easily use it into its system, so we can go with that plugin part. Okay, so into this section we have lot of things, but we will focus on building of Flutter application only. Okay, we have so many parts. That means that if you learn this part, if you learn this Flutter application, it will not stop here. Okay, you can either you can go with the module, or you can build your own packages, or you can go with your plugin part, so that you can serve to Flutter community better. Clear? So uh, you have to, we have already learned about it, how we can start our new application. So let's start. Let's suppose I put uh, have you opened this part, this screen? You need to open this VS Code into a system as well. Okay, you are on phone, maybe you are taking your screen. Okay, you probably work on Android Studio, maybe. Okay, on Android Studio you worked on XML part. Okay, have you ever used Jetpack Compose into that, for that? Okay, you only go with XML part so that you can design some screens into that part. And okay, sure. So now let's suppose I put Shift Command P or Shift Control P. It is already available into your what we can say, the what we can say, what it is, like PPTs. I already mentioned into PPTs, into given PPTs. So now I have to go with this Flutter project, new project. I just hit enter here, and when I hit enter, I got some parts, like have you built an application, or you need to build empty application, scattered application, and so on. So I'm go with this application only. When I click on this application, it will ask me for the specified folder, like in which folder you have to create this part. So I just select this folder that I need all the application in this Flutter project only. Then I select a folder to create the project in. When I click on this part, you have to give it your name to your application. Let's suppose we are provide a basic name, that basic or my first application. I'm provided a name, my first application, so that okay, it already exists, so I provide my first app. Okay, into this my first app, what we'll going to do, we will learn some basics, some very basics of Flutter. Okay, like how exactly Flutter will do, how we can start with zero project. Okay, and into which part we have to work so that we can perfectly run our app. So when I hit enter, what will happen? All the required files will going to download into my section. Like you will see that some kind of processing are appears here. Okay, and you will see that during downloading, some kind of files are getting created into my system. Yes, is it done? Right. Okay, so as we already do this specified thing into our system, it is completely same from Dart, as it already built it into Dart. So our file, what from where for from wherever our system will execute it, will starts from main.dart. You have to note this part, that whatever the file, it will always start with main.dart file. Okay, and this main.dart file appears at lib section. Okay, into Dart, what we done into Dart, we already go with this lib section. And if we like we can directly add some files into this lib section, and whenever we just run that part, the specified file got run, got compiled. Okay, but into this part, this Flutter part, that's not happened here. That's not going to happen here, because the application what we are building here is a kind of software, is a complete software. Okay, and whatever these files are, they files are act as programs, wherever we have to mention some kind of, let's suppose, instructions here, so that the specified functionality of program will run. The collection of files, whatever the collection, let's suppose if this is a main.dart, so it's a program. Similarly, let's suppose I put another screen known as login.dart. So again, it's what? It is a program. Again, it's a program. And let's suppose I put another screen here, that's called, I put another part here, that's called sign up dot. So it is also a program. Okay, but if we need that, I need this sign up dart at the initial part, it will not be happen into this thing. Initially, it will not be happen. Yes, it is possible that if you need this sign up dart at the initial part, you will definitely come with that thing. But if you need to like go with this, that I need sign up dart at the initial part. And whenever I just create the application, I need sign up dart at the initial. It will not going to happen, because by default main.dart is the initial file which will run at the time of initialization, or at the time of running, at the time of compiling, whenever. Yeah, it's is it confusing? Yeah, sure. Let's suppose we have three different parts. First of all, when we are going with some kind of Flutter project, that means we are going to build an application. So application is what? Application is an software. So we are going to build some kind of software here. Okay. But if we going to like hit run, like if I just hit run on this part, what will happen? Or if we just go and compile the whole part, what will happen? The first program, or you can say the first file, whatever will run is main.dart. Okay, why this part is happening here? Because we are compiling a software, not a particular file. When we are learning Dart, when we were learning Dart, we noticed this thing, that wherever we hit enter, or wherever we hit play button, that specified play button, our code, or whatever the instructions we wrote there, only that instructions got run and compiled into that thing. Yes, yes. But into this part, into this Flutter part, when we I am like specifying this thing, when we are going with Flutter, not with Dart. When we are going with Flutter, then we have to know this part, that whatever we are writing is writing in a software. Okay, not a particular program. Clear? So what, whenever we compile this thing, whenever we compile the specified part, the file got compiled and comes to us as a software. Okay, so whenever, let's suppose we have 3 or 4 different files, and we are writing the specified code into login.dart file or signup.dart file, and whenever we hit enter, or whenever we hit, let's suppose, compile button, then it will not comes as login.dart or signup.dart. It comes to us as a software, as a Flutter application, as a complete Flutter application. Is it clear? So we have to ensure this part, that whatever the code we are writing, whatever the instructions we are writing into that Dart file, what we previously studied, into that thing, we write something into file and we compile it. But into this Flutter part, whatever we write in a program, it always runs as a software. Okay, so now let's suppose we have this thing, this main.dart. This is a starting or initialization file, whatever we need. Secondly, the another important file is what is this pubsec.yaml. Have you like able to see this? It is okay. Yeah, when you click on this part, you will see that all the packages, whatever the packages, you will import to create some functionality to like supposed to optimize your performance. Whatever the packages you will import, this they will import here only. Okay, so this is another an important file here, and rest of things, let's suppose metadata contains some kind of information about Flutter, like what is the version, what is the current version of this app, what type of project we are building an app here. Okay, similarly, what are the root platforms here, what kind of platforms, like let's suppose for the root platform the ID is this. Okay, for Android platform the ID is this, for iOS the ID is this, and so on. And what the unmanaged files, the unmanaged files is unmanaged. What exactly unmanaged files is? Some kind of files are only and only managed by Flutter. Okay, that means you can see this pubsec.yaml. Okay, you can see, let's suppose git ignore. You will see these things, these Mac OS thing, these dash thing. These all things will be managed by Flutter. But only and only these files, whatever we have into this lib section, do not focus on this main.dart. Don't focus on this main.dart. Go with this lib section only. Whatever the files are stored in this lib section, this Flutter will not manage this part, this lib section part, because it is only and only managed by a developer. Okay, developer will going to like if developer need to put some files into it, put some functionality into it, then they will go and like create some kind of files into here. So that's why they are unmanaged files. Clear? Any doubt? It's clear. Okay. So readme is your basic documentation. So if you need some kind of documentation, you'll go with that part. And I'll suggest you, Sahiti, that if you need something, if you need let's suppose if you need some suggestions that what are going on into Flutter, always have to like go with these documentation always. Okay, for the API reference and for everything. It contains tutorials as well. Tutorials means that let's suppose Flutter introduced some new sections there. So let's suppose Google, as we know, Google developed that Flutter part. So whatever Google will implement a new functionality into this part, into this Flutter part, they will always provide some kind of tutorials there. So you can read tutorials, you can read documentation there, you can use this part so that you can easily understand this whole thing. Okay. Git ignore, we will that's a different part. We will go with different things. And this Dart tool, they all contains the supported files. Okay, Android, iOS, they all contain supported files. So let's start with this main.dart file. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I just remove all the codes. Okay, here, and we will start from scratch. We will go and start from scratch, so that we can get each and every we can get idea about each and everything, whatever this code do. So I'm going to like delete these files, and now I'm go with this. Okay, so this is a blank file. We have main.dart as a blank file, and what we are going to do, we are going to write code so that we can run this part. We can run this whole part. Okay. So now let's suppose if we are going to build a Flutter project. If we are going to build a Flutter project or Flutter application, what exactly we have to do? First of all, what exactly we have to do and what we exactly need. The prior question is what we exactly need here. So we need all the tools, all the components all the files of this Flutter, okay, of this Flutter, so that I can use them. I can use them as a tool, as a components to build some kind of functionalities into this main.dart file. Is it clear? So for this, we will use import keyword. We already discussed about this import part. As you know, we use this import into our input output section whenever we need it, whenever we need to like input our user values, so that we can use input IO, dart IO. So similarly, because we are going to import some kind of projects, some kind of files related to Flutter, so what we have to do, we have to call them into a package. Okay, we can not calling them directly, we can call them into a package, as we already discussed earlier at how the package come, what exactly import function do. So first of all, we have to call a package like this. Clear? Like what I'm saying, that whatever the files, tools, components, whatever you are sending to me, just send in a packet. Okay, pack all the components. Let's suppose I am sending something to you, and I am providing you each and everything in a single manner. Let's suppose I provide a single thing at once. I send you single thing at once. Then at the second time, then at the third time, then at the fourth time. Then you will definitely say to me that you whatever you have to send me, you just have to pack them, collect all of them, pack all of them, and just send it to me completely. So package do the same thing. Package, what exactly package do? Package contains all the Flutter files in a single packet. Okay, so we are not getting each and everything. Let's suppose if we need text, then we are writing import text. If we need, let's suppose, a single component, let's suppose if we need image, then we are writing import image. So instead of that, what we are going to do, we are calling all of them, either it is image, button, or text, whatever it is, into a single package file, into a single package, so that we don't have to call them separately one by one. Okay, now because this package is related to whom, is related to Flutter, so we are providing Flutter here like this. Is it clear? Flutter. And after this Flutter, because we are using material.dart, okay, so we have to provide the name material.dart. So what exactly material.dart is? Material.dart is the theme from which, by which we can build our Flutter application. Is it clear to you? Any doubt? Okay, so into void main, into Dart, whenever we have to whenever we have to initialize our application, or providing a starting point, what we have to do, what we have to provide here. Are you getting my question? Like yeah, void main. So let's suppose if my application got started, this file started and get compiled and executed. So from which point my application has to start. So we can provide void main here again, like this, similar to Dart. Okay, any doubt? It's clear. Now then, let's suppose this whole part got appeared on my screen. Okay, that into my mobile phone, this Flutter got executed and appeared to my screen. Then what will happen? This entry point will got executed. Now by this entry point, the the whole part, that means let me provide you about some idea about this part, no? Okay, so let's suppose that you have this thing. Okay, now uh, let's suppose this is my phone screen on which I am like running my application. Okay, and the whole application is running on some kind of this thing. Okay, this is my activity on which the specified code is getting run. Okay, please make sure that this is my phone screen. Okay, but not the application. What the application is, this is my application, this is my application screen. Okay, now into this we have some components. What these components will do, how this file, how the screen, whatever the Android screen is, how this screen appears to my phone screen, how it comes to my phone screen. Okay, now so now we have to do a thing. We have to provide something to my Flutter, to my code, that you have to provide this thing, this application, whatever this layout is appears to this empty layout appears to this. You have to provide this whole layout to this, or you have to attach this layout to this screen. Is it clear to you? Now what we were do we were what we done exactly, we import the whole packages from Flutter, and we provide an entry point to it, like you have to start from this thing. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are connecting our layout, our UI layout, to what, to this screen. Is it clear? Any doubt? Okay, yeah. So what we are doing, we just visible. Okay, so we will provide run app here. Okay, so what this run app will do, this run app will attach my screen, this run app will attach this UI layout to whom, to this screen. Is it clear? Any doubt? Yeah, run app will attach the UI to my screen. Okay, so I just provide that this is what, this is my UI, or this is my widget. Okay, whatever the primary widget is, it's called a root widget. Primary widgets are known as root widgets. Okay, so what this run app will do, it will connect my root widget to whom, to my screen. Okay, okay. Any doubt? Is clear? Okay. Okay. So into this root widget, I'll provide the specifications of widgets, like how these widgets will work. It like widgets work in a what we can say, in a flow. You know, root widgets always work in a flow. Uh, let's if we are going to discuss about the flow, what exactly flow is. Let's suppose ladder. If you know about ladder, that every ladder has some steps, and if you go on high, you have to always put your legs on that, put your feet on the specified ladder part, on the ladder step, and you have to go on. Similarly, if we are going to build some kind of layout, some kind of UI layout, then we have to go and work with different widgets and into this root widget. So root widget is the primary widget. Okay, root widget is the primary widget, while any other widget, whatever comes to it, it always comes to like under this root widget. For example, if we need some layout related to buttons, text, and all, it will always come under this root widget. Clear? And this root widget will get connected into is it locked? Is it? This root widget will get connected by the screen using run. Okay. Is it clear now, Saiti? Now into this root widget, what we have to do, what we have to create, like this is my screen, this is my complete screen of my application. Now we have to create some kind of root widgets. Okay, we have to create some root widgets so that we can build something here. We can place some components here. So what we have to do into this, between this run app parenthesis, we will use some kind of field. Let's suppose material app. Okay, what this material app is, we, as we know that we download, we import some kind of file that is called material.dart. So material app is my root widget. Okay, so what exactly happening here? Run app will attach this file, this screen to what? To whom? To the mobile phone screen, and it attach the root widget. What exactly root widget is? This material app, whatever this material app is, this material app is a root widget. So what exactly root widget is? So root widget is the primary widget which contains the child widgets. For example, if you need body, if you need scaffold, if you need buttons, if you need text, whatever you need, whatever the widgets or whatever the specified components tools you need, they all stored in this widget part, in this root widget part. Is it clear to you? So for into our case, our root widget is the name of our root widget is material app, not material.dot, it's material app. Okay, for into our case, the root widget is material app. That means that whatever we need to build, whatever we decided to build into this UI layout or in this application part, we have to put it into material app. Okay, so into this material app, let's suppose I run this part here. Let's suppose I use this medium API emulator here, and it takes few minutes to connect with. Saidi, I'll provide this screenshot to you. Okay, it takes so much time for us. Okay, so have you got an idea like how this specified thing started? Now you have to know this thing, that whenever I just put the thing, it will not display it will not display anything to us. Okay, that means that it is blank. It is completely blank widget. Into initially it is completely blank because we do not provide any command to this material app. Okay, so from tomorrow we'll study about that, how we can put the commands to it. Okay, how we can place elements to it, how we can put commands to it, so that we can design a specified layout, or we can start by this components part. Okay, any doubt? It's clear. Okay, yeah, you will go with this part. Okay, na, you will go with this part only. Don't put anything into this part. Just go with this part only. Okay, practice this thing.